Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. In this WWE and all things wrestling video, we are going to look at concerns about Roman Reigns' rumored September 2022 opponent, rumored WWE Raw Surprises, Becky Lynch sends a message to Shanky on Twitter, NXT star attacks Roman Reigns, WWE SmackDown dying without Roman Reigns. First, let's look at rumored WWE Raw Surprises. WWE Raw will be a show to watch out for this week. A lot is happening in the pro wrestling world, especially with AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view on the tip of every fan's tongue. The creative think tank will look to outdo All Elite Wrestling with some buzzworthy moves like the ones we have outlined in this video. Do let us know in the comments if you believe we may have missed out on a few. Hey, feel free to play Booker and have fun in the comments section below. WWE Raw has no real champions at the moment except for Theory, which is why the quality of the show needs to truly be exemplary. Yes, the Usos are scheduled to be on this week's episode, but even with them pulling double duty, they feel like a SmackDown act. But that's where the creativity of the writing staff comes in. If they can genuinely surprise the fans as Vince Russo did in the Attitude Era, the possibilities are truly limitless. Number 3, with all that is happening with MJF, Cody name drops him on WWE Raw this week. Maxwell Jacob Friedman vs. Wardlow is set to be one of the marquee attractions at AEW Double or Nothing 2022. It seems like not all is well within All Elite Wrestling because MJF is reportedly on his way back from Las Vegas. Whether or not this is a shoot, Cody Rhodes could certainly refer to this situation in one of his promos on WWE Raw this week, especially with MJF being so vocal about being the subject of a bidding war between AEW and WWE a few years down the line. Rhodes was the first major star to make his way from Tony Khan's organization to WWE, so he is the right man for the job. Number 2, Bill Apter's suggested Dream Team comes together. The legendary Bill Apter's mind is always working, and he's always throwing out dream scenarios. He recently had a suggestion for a fantasy team that could dominate the tag team division after the departure of Sasha Banks and Naomi. While they're involved in different programs, Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss could fill the void created by the departure of the former tag team champion. They have the star power to overshadow the negative press from everything that happened with the Boss and Glow alliance. Number 1, MVP pulls out a final ace on WWE Raw before the big match. Nobody goes into a match against Omos and comes out unscathed, not even Bobby Lashley. Throw an MVP into the mix and the odds drastically go down. But what if MVP has yet another plan to pick up a big win at the upcoming WWE Premium Live event? What if Cedric Alexander, who has tried his best to impress his former boss, is booked as the special guest referee in this situation? So much could potentially happen in the upcoming episode of WWE's flagship show. Becky Lynch sends a message to Shanky on Twitter. Becky Lynch had major praise for fellow WWE superstar Shanky in a tweet that she recently shared. Shanky was a hot topic of discussion among the WWE universe following his hilarious antics on last night's episode of SmackDown. The 7 feet, 1 in star was spotted dancing to Jinder Mahal's entrance theme in his locker room. He later came out to the ring with Mahal and was still dancing to the tune of the former WWE champion's song. At one point, Shanky was seen showing off his moves to ring announcer Samantha Irvin. WWE acknowledged the same on its official Twitter handle, to which Kevin Owens responded with an interesting tweet. The former Universal Champion joked that Shanky would be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Owens' tweet was met with a response from Becky Lynch, who sent major praise towards Shanky. Shanky has been a part of WWE's main roster for about a year at this point. He made his Raw debut in August 2021 and teamed up with Veer in a handicap match against Drew McIntyre. The Indian Giant was moved to SmackDown during the 2021 WWE Draft. In an interview with WWE Now India last year, Jinder Mahal spoke about Shanky and had nothing but praise for him. I hear we have a special high flyer from India even, and I'm very excited to see him. Also, there are 2 giants that we have, excited to see them. They almost remind me of a young Great Khali. I'm excited for them. They're the future, the next generation. Not only that, but they're going to inspire the next generation. Hopefully another tryout happens soon and we can get some more recruits. I would also like to see a performance center in India, said Shanky. Judging by what happened on SmackDown, many fans are speculating that WWE is planning to present Shanky as a comedy act, despite his intimidating stature. Shanky is currently 30 years old and still has a lot left in the tank. His fans would love to see him get involved in a major angle on the main roster in the near future. Concerns about Roman Reigns' rumored September 2022 opponent. Vince Russo is unsure if Drew McIntyre is the right man to win Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Reigns defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38 to unify WWE's male world titles. It has been widely speculated that McIntyre will face the Tribal Chief at WWE Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, Wales on September 3rd. Russo, WWE's former head writer, told NBC Sports Boston that McIntyre has lost too many matches to realistically be viewed as Reigns' conqueror. They've done that same exact booking with Drew, Russo said. Drew lost a lot of matches he shouldn't have lost and, quite frankly, If it were real, he wouldn't have lost. He could have been that guy, but, man, they beat him too, and people don't forget that. While McIntyre is undefeated in his last 13 televised singles matches, his win-loss record made for alarming reading in 2021. The Scottish Warrior lost to Big E, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, The Miz, Riddle, and Sheamus in one-on-one matches on WWE programming last year. With the exception of Roman Reigns, Vince Russo often criticizes WWE's inability to consistently book superstars in a strong manner. Based on Reigns' number of wins over the last 2 years, the former writer believes nobody on the roster is capable of defeating him. If you look at every single person on the roster, it's 50-50 booking, Russo said. It's win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. How is a 50-50 win and loss guy gonna beat a guy, believably, that hasn't been beaten in a couple of years? Roman Reigns' last defeat via pinfall came on December 15, 2019, at TLC against Baron Corbin. He has defeated almost every major WWE star since that event, including Brock Lesnar and John Cena. WWE SmackDown dying without Roman Reigns. Former WWE manager Dutch Mantel believes SmackDown is on a poor run and the company needs Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar to redeem the blue brand. This week's episode of SmackDown emanated from the Simmons Bank Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas. The show had some notable appearances from the likes of Ronda Rousey, Drew McIntyre, and Riddle. However, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, was nowhere to be seen. Speaking on this week's episode of Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel mentioned that it was a dismal show and that he was hoping for Reigns or Lesnar to show up. The wrestling veteran pointed out that WWE needed an impactful superstar to improve the ratings for the blue brand. He stated that when McIntyre made his way into the ring, he did not feel as big of a star. Here's what Mantel had to say: "I was thinking tonight, God, please give me Roman Reigns. God, please give me Brock Lesnar. Give me somebody that's got a little bit of power behind them so that they can stretch this mess out because this is getting worse." Then they come out with McIntyre and I'd kind of forgotten him. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't think they know what they're thinking. While Roman did not show up this Friday, his cousins thanked the tribal chief for bestowing them with the opportunity to battle in the title unification. Jey Uso thanked the undisputed WWE Universal Champion for allowing them to beat RK Bro all on their own. The undisputed tag team champions reminded fans that it has been 12 years since they made their debut in the WWE and thanked them for their support. As the crowd chanted for them, the champs got back in character and berated the WWE Universe. This was followed by an impromptu tag team match between the Usos against the team of Nakamura and Riddle. It will be interesting to see how WWE deals with the next chapter in the Bloodline's historic run. As of this writing, Reigns does not have a challenger and will most likely not defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the next premium live event, Hell in a Cell. NXT star attacks Roman Reigns. WWE superstar Carmelo Hayes name-dropped Roman Reigns, among others, as a potential opponent he would like to face down the road. Carmelo Hayes made his debut last year and has quickly risen through the ranks of the developmental brand. He is a one-time NXT North American champion and defeated NXT Cruiserweight champion Roderick Strong to unify the North American Championship and Cruiserweight Championship. Speaking on the Black Announce Table podcast, Hayes listed the top stars he would like to face in his career. The former champion added that he would like to battle Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns at the Show of Shows. Me and Seth, it's going to happen at WrestleMania. I just feel in my soul, and then there are guys like Kofi. I want to get in there with Big E, Xavier. Roman I want to get in there with if he's hanging around. Every time I come on a podcast, I always go straight to the top man. Like, yeah, Roman. That's the way it should be, though. It's down the road type of thing, but there's a lot of guys, man, I think they need me. Roman Reigns is one of the last megastars in WWE who has a larger-than-life personality. The tribal chief cemented his position at the top of the ladder at WrestleMania 38 when he defeated Brock Lesnar to unify the WWE and Universal Championships. However, the Samoan could soon be on his way out of the promotion. At a recent live event in Trenton, New Jersey, Roman stated that he's entering a new phase in his career and has no idea if he'll return to the city again. "I'm starting to work into a new phase of my career, and I honestly don't know if I'll be back here again," Reigns said. The megastar's announcement led fans to speculate that he is finally going to follow in his cousin Dwayne Johnson's footsteps to make a name for himself in Hollywood. Roman Reigns is currently embroiled in a feud with Randy Orton and Riddle. The Super King of Bros made it clear on Raw that he has unfinished business with the Bloodline and he's coming after them.